See what the lag is like.
Oh no, it's 19. The books are different. I'll take the 19.
Hey, they should be able to see us now. We are back with some first edition Dungeons and Dragons goodness. Well, for, a given value of goodness. But let's just go through our cast of wonderful characters tonight. This is a rolling game where the faces may change from episode to episode. Dion, who are you playing tonight? And if there's anything you want to plug, you go right ahead and plug it.
Hi, I'm Dion, also known as Substances Used on Twitch. I am playing NPC, the human fighter. She was a captured slave on a ship that was what's the word? Liberated by the party, and she's now traveling along, looking to get her freedom as we get out of the Underdark.
All right. Anything you're working on you want to plug?
I have something planned in the tabletop world that I'm working on right now that I can't really divulge a lot of information on yet, but it's gonna be good and it might be GURPS.
Come
So
on, Dion. No one's watching this. You can dish. Come on. You can do it.
well, I don't have anyone confirmed in it yet, but I have been talking to a couple handpicked people, and yeah, it may be something coming down the pipeline.
Nice. Got a lot of love for
Even
GURPS.
more crunch.
Mm-hmm.
Friendin.
Hi, I'm Friendin. I draw stuff for tabletop. Sometimes Jen is on those streams too, and you can find me at twitch.tv/Friendin, where I do that. And also, Bert, thanks for having me, and my character Grown Wolf, who is a magic user who carries a club, so he's Grown Wolf and Club.
Nice.
And that's where we are.
And now you can actually use that club with with a great deal of efficiency.
That's right.
Christopher.
Christopher from Two Old Guys Games, 2oggames.com, and also all the RPGs on Twitch. Wednesdays, I'm running either Mischief Golden Piracy, which is a nautical DCC campaign, or Starcrawl, which is DCC in space, kind of. This Thursday, I have Swashbucklers on Goodman Games Official. And then you might find me in a bar fight on King Norcallion this Saturday.
Nice. Very nice. Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. I am playing tonight Odette, who is a Disney druid princess who's slowly going insane in the Underdark. And what I'm working on right now, I've got a zine that's coming out for Zine Quest. I'm not creating it. I'm just doing the layout on it. Since I don't know how much that person wants to talk about it, I would just say like February 9th, there will be Kickstarter links and things like that available for people to back it.
I so wanted to do Zine Quest this month. I just don't think it's going to come together.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anytime you launch in Feb, it counts.
Yeah.
So if you launch at the very end of February, it still counts towards Zine Quest.
February's a short month, though.
Best month though.
It is.
Yeah, especially the 28th is the best.
The 17th for me. The big
Nice.
5-0. This.
I'm only one behind you.
Oh my gosh. I'll hit that in August.
Hey, this is Oak. Tonight I'll be playing Thybor, the half-orc warrior or fighter. Very ugly, very non-charismatic. If you want to watch me play other stuff, you can catch me Friday nights and Saturday nights at midnight, Twitch and YouTube. Urience, Uraence. You won't find if you found that spelling somewhere online, it's me. That's a guarantee.
One of a kind. And I'm Bert. I run a little podcast called Of Steam, Steel, and Murder. You can find it at BlueMagic, BLUMAGIK.com. And now on Twitch streaming. Ding. Yeah, there. Product placement. So, guys, last episode, Oak, your Thybor was able to get a wonderful controlling helm. You were able to wrest control of the giant dragon turtle. And you're able to send the merfolk away. They did come and claim their eggs. So we're gonna do a little cutscene here where you find yourself on a beautiful desert island. The dragon turtle was let to go and check on her eggs. Now, given Thybor, well, let's not say that Thybor is unintelligent. He's a very intelligent being for what he is. But you're not able to control this great dragon turtle as the prior sorcerer was. So it pretty much just does what it will once you're able to get out of there, but it has a bond with you. It has your best interest at heart, so it doesn't submerge. It takes you guys to this desert island where you spend many weeks resting, recuperating, enjoying the sunlight after you've been in the Underdark for so long. Now, during this time, your characters will be able to reminisce about their experiences, level up. As we go along in this game, we're adding more rules from first edition AD&D. So at second level, I'm throwing in non-weapon proficiencies. So all the characters have done that. Thybor, one of the last things that you get from this dragon turtle as it starts to be more concerned about its young is you get a very definitive image that once her eggs hatch, the hatching will destroy this island. And so you need to make plans before that happens, several weeks in the future. Now, your ship did sustain some damage when it was beached on the back of the shell, enough so that you can limp to a nearby port, but you're not going to be able to be ocean-worthy for too long without there being problems. Thankfully, the dragon turtle does also have some images that it shares with you of an island or a group of islands not too far north of here that it seems like you'll be able to meet. Okay? So that's where we're picking up after you guys have recuperated. Anyone down on hit points, you're fully rested, you're tanned, you're well fed on coconuts, bananas, and what small game you can find on this island. It is a fairly small island. When the time comes of the hatching, you're ready for it. Your boat's been patched as well as it can, and so you sail off. Now, I know, Jen, you had your heart set on possibly doing an animal friendship on
One of the babies.
One of these babies. But even the babies are 5 hit dice. So I don't believe your spell will allow
It's
that
only
to
2
happen.
hit die off from me.
Yeah.
Only 2 hit die off from me.
She's gonna do a
Just
training
find the.
montage to level up.
That's true. A training montage is just you lifting a baby in each hand.
But they're huge, so they crush me, and then I die.
They're amazingly large. That's why the island is destroyed when they hatch. But you sail off. So does Thybor keep the crown?
If I play by alignment, yes.
Okay. Very good.
He
You are
doesn't
able.
need it.
You are able to, since you got your ship fixed and somewhat seaworthy, all of your loot is still in it. So those bolts of cloth, the fragrant oils, all of that's still in there. So you have a bit of trade goods since you are a little light on coin otherwise. So if you guys, are you guys seeing the RDC and the Linder Isles map? Are the players on that map?
Yes.
Have I moved you?
Or
Make
players.
sure I
I see
have.
the map. I don't see players.
Okay. No, that's fine. If you can see the map, that's what I was aiming for. So that's the island that you're going to make fall on. And I'm going to move you now to the city of Geratin, which has docks that you're able to come to somewhat of a safe harbor to. You spent another week on the ocean, and it was touch and go. The repairs were being held together mostly by prayers, but you've gotten this far. So as you're limping into the docks, there seems to be something not so pleasant going on. There are several longboats that have been beached along the coast. There are fires from some of the storehouses that line, little warehouses that line the docks there. There are several savage-looking men wearing mostly furs, woven tropical leaves as part of their whatever that is they're wearing, carrying spears, wooden shields, and they seem to be systematically going from warehouse to warehouse, throwing torches, burning them down, while it looks like a very small force of men-at-arms are trying to keep this from happening. And so you're seeing this as your boat is limping into the docks here.
Hmm.
So they're
Yeah.
only attacking warehouses. They're not like attacking innocent people.
Well, they're attacking anyone that seems to try and stop them from setting fire to all the buildings.
All right. I mean, I don't think, I don't think we should get involved with this.
Not
No.
until we know more, at the very least.
Yeah, I think we should just try and steer clear of the situation, go into the town.
Did any of the were they Kuato or Sahagwin, whatever they were? Did any of them stay on to fight?
Oh no. As soon as they reclaimed their eggs, they ditched the turtle.
And we're still on the turtle, or are we on our boat?
No, you're just on your boat now. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna try to have the dragon roar or something.
I was gonna say that'd be a way to ride into town. Be like, "Hello, people! It is us, the adventuring party."
Your new gods are here.
We're here to be a drag on the economy.
Oof.
Yeah.
We gotta
Well,
feed this thing.
Drag on.
No, so your boat's limping in, and as you're coming in to make dock or landfall here, some of these wild men turn around, notice that you're coming. They draw bows, lighting the tips, and they start arcing arrows over your bow with flaming tips coming in, landing on your deck, trying to set you on fire.
Well, never mind. Let's kill these fuckers.
Yeah.
Fire back.
You want to fire back?
Totally.
I'm gonna work on
Yeah.
putting the fires out.
I'm
All
gonna
right, I'll
stand
tell you
on
what.
the
So I'll
bow.
give you a round to go ahead and have some actions here. Who you firing at?
The
Corin?
dudes have fired fire arrows at us.
Sure. Okay.
Jerks.
All right. We'll go ahead
Ranger
and give
don't
me a
take
volley.
kindly. I don't take kindly to that. Longbow, arrow 1. I'm in the wrong window. Arrow 1. Ooh, I rolled a 21.
Oh wow.
I rolled a natural 20.
but
That
only a
hits
1 on
minus
damage.
2. Yeah, well, it's better than nothing.
All right. Well,
Warning shot. Warning
Sure.
shot.
Do you have more than one? Do you have more than one shot per round?
I do. I have 2.
Mhm.
That was at one guy, and then I'm
Mhm.
going to fire at a different one. Like,
Okay.
don't do that again.
Giving him a little love tap warning.
The other one was like a 9. That'd be an armor class 10.
Yeah. They're not wearing much in the way of armor, but they do have some. So yeah, that whizzes by. Anyone else want to take an action?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and cast sleep if I'm within the like 40 feet ish range I am at the group of people that are shooting arrows, and if not, I'm gonna shoot my light crossbow at them.
Okay, we'll say we'll die here. There are 4, since we're doing theater of the mind, we're not doing
Yeah.
grid combat. There are 4 grouped well enough together that you're not going to catch any of the defenders in it. Although if
Okay,
you don't
cool.
care, you can catch a larger group.
I'd like to only aggro one group at a time so far, I think, until we know what's going on. I'm
All
gonna
right.
just target the 4 safe ones, and then
Sure.
I roll 44. 12.
12.
Average down the line.
Yeah, it's not bad. 2 of them drop.
Nice.
And they look around and they seem very wary that their friends have just for no reason dropped to the ground here. Anyone else?
And I yell, "It's narco leprosy. You should stand back."
It's breads.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna stand on the bow, bellowing like a war cry.
Okay. Yeah. I suppose you look fairly intimidating. Actually, your boat sure does. This is one of the Drow Underdark boats. It's very dark with lots of patterns reminiscent of spiders and creatures that people don't generally see. So I tell you what, Oak, make me a charisma check.
Cha cha cha.
Yeah,
I'll give you a bonus
Can,
on that
can I use
because
my strength instead of my charisma?
no. But I will give you a -2 bonus to the roll.
Oh, and this didn't have a button for just a check.
Oh, that probably makes it.
Barely, I got a 5.
Yeah,
so-
that's not with the -2 though, is it? So
No.
yeah, a 4 check, sure. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is gonna force a morale check.
I'm gonna yell at the crowd. We're the underdogs. Don't forget the name.
Okay. All right. Some of them break and run. Some of them are going for their longboats and start. It looks like they're going to try and paddle away. That won't happen until their turn, though. Anyone else?
I'm assuming I'm still nearby Odette because we're like human buddies, best friends. And I'm gonna notice the flaming arrows landing on the boat and be like, hey, we should let the guys handle this and we should really make sure nothing goes up in flames. And I'm gonna start like trying to smother the flaming arrows with like my
Sure.
shield before like anything lights and like just running back and forth between the spots they're shooting.
Yeah. That's a great thing to do. Yeah, you start putting out some fires. Odette, are you doing anything else, or do you want to do the
I
same?
am. I'm hopping on Yoshi, and I'm just going straight for them. Like I'm gonna start.
Oh
I'm gonna
God.
start eating them.
Oh God.
All right. I'm going to say that since your
Crawls
mount,
down the boat.
yeah, your
Right.
mount isn't doesn't take any movement penalties crawling over a boat and down the side since it sticks to everything. You will be able to attack on your mount some of these bowmen that are on the wharf that haven't decided to flee yet. So if you want to make me a melee attack, what are you attacking with?
Yeah, I was gonna say I probably wouldn't attack. I would probably
Oh,
have I would
your
probably
mount
have
attack?
Yoshi attack. Yeah.
That's fine.
So do I just for that? Do I just do a strength
Just
roll
no, just
or
so
D20?
so Yoshi's gonna have he's gonna need a 20 a THACO of 20. So go ahead and just roll a
Okay.
d20. It's not particularly
Alright.
trained in combat. All right, so 15.
Yeah.
That Yoshi chomps down on one of the raiders. Just entrails, guts just explode all over the place as it starts just slowly chewing, as if it were just eating grass. It's like no problem that something's wiggling and screaming in its mouth. It's like
Awesome.
I love the
I
idea
get
that
fed
it just,
today. Mm-hmm.
yeah, mealtime.
All right.
I love the idea it splatters the sleeping people.
I think that forces another morale check with these guys. Okay, the other half run as well. Okay, yeah. So their turn, they take off to the longboats and they try to start paddling off. So if you want to continue to press the battle, you can, but they are fleeing. So it's up to you.
We still have the crew with us, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna see if I can order the crew to just unleash volleys of arrows at these people while they're sitting ducks in the water. I'm just like, don't let them get away. They shot our boat.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do here. 1d20. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
So 50 hit points of damage. So just a cloud of arrows just arc over the side of the boat, and it just peppers several of these longboats. Now, a few of them, it doesn't kill all of them, but a lot of these guys are cut down. The few that are left are desperately trying to paddle the skiff full of their dead countrymen away.
Don't let them get away.
So yeah, they are gonna, unless you want to try and take your boat back out and follow, they are going to, the few survivors will get away, but you just took out a lot of them.
All right. I don't think we should risk taking the boat back out on the water right now, but
Yeah, you got here mostly on sail power, so being able to back out and do anything else requires a lot of slaves and rowers that you don't have. There's one now. Put her on the oars. All right, so the defenders start just doing bucket brigades and start trying to put out all the fires on the wharf. They're not paying a lot of attention to you other than to give you a like a hail that thanks for helping sort of thing, but they're trying to make sure that their town doesn't burn down.
That's fair.
Okay, so
I'm
you
gonna-
are able to make dock.
I'm gonna offer to assist. help them put out the fires.
Sure. Yeah, if you want
Maybe
to.
see if I can rally the crew to help too.
That's fine. Sure. They jump in on the bucket line, and within the next half hour or so, they're able to put out most of the fire. Looks like a couple of the buildings were lost, possibly the goods inside, but you saved. Well, you stopped it from going into the village more. So it's the damage is all right here at the wharf. The rest of your crew ties off the ship, starts looking around to see if they can find someone that can do more substantial repairs. What are the rest of you doing? Dion, I'm going to say that you're occupied for a bit. You're getting the crew together to help. All right. What's everyone else doing?
I'd probably be like looking for injured folks and putting them on the back of my two giant lizards and carting them to like wherever the medical area is.
Okay. You are told to look to the skyline. You see, and they point to a building in the distance. That's their church. Anyone that can do healing would be there.
Okay. I would start taking them to the church.
Give a really, they give a lot of space between you and your lizard. Or lizards are using both to carry
Yeah,
bodies?
I'm using both. Yeah, I'm using both.
Okay, yeah, they give you a lot of space. All right, so you head off doing that.
Just watch that one eat a person.
I'm gonna follow behind and move in towards the city because I have some weird fungus and things that I collected in the Underdark to potentially try to sell at apothecaries and the like.
Oh, about 4 days ago, you stopped running out of both ends, by the way. So
Nice.
You're good now.
Hey, I'm no longer the groaning part of the grown wolf.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You're not gonna die of dysentery.
Yet.
All right. Oak,
Isn't
what is
Oregon
Thibor doing?
He's probably going around policing up any of the bodies and double checking for any more of the raiders and putting them out of their misery if they're still alive.
Okay, yeah, you're doing mop up. There were, in fact, some of the defenders killed. The defenders had a good showing. They also took care of some of the raiders as well. So you help with that. All right, so getting the map for other people to say there. So you arrive at this, it looks like a fairly small village, midday, stopping possibly raiders, possibly thieves from burning up the shorefront here. Dion, Elsie, your character is, what is your character's name again?
NPC.
And that's right. It's a terrible, terrible name.
It's a great name. It took me only
Sure
5 seconds.
There is a little bit of chatter. Finding a common tongue is fairly easy, as they do speak trade or common well enough.
Does anybody speak Undercommon around here?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Just straight trade common. So you do get a little bit of information. You are in the Spindrift Isles. This is the town of Garotin, is what you find out. Where was your character from originally?
That's a really good question, and I don't know. I'm gonna say probably something that was semi more connected to Primus's realm than anything, because I have that background in my deity of Primus.
So for a religion that sophisticated, you probably came from a city. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're a city boy then. All right, good enough. We will say Odette and Groenwolf, you make your way over to the church, which have already flung their doors wide, expecting to have wounded come in. They note your strange steeds, but just tell you, just put the bodies and the injured here, please. Again, they're speaking trade common. These are all humans as well. Deeply tanned, dark hair. Most of them have blue or green eyes.
Oh, so just like me, Bert.
There you go. Lustrous locks. Yes. Okay. So after a bit, things do calm down enough where the populace do give you thanks. You're Dion. You're able to find someone to look over your boat. They do have a boat right here. It looks at the extensive repairs that are needed, and it just tells you that got no other contracts right now, so I can get to it as soon as possible. This is a pretty large task, though. It'll need a lot of materials. You can almost feel him doing the
Yeah. How much you thinking?
ship this size. I mean, our wood's not going to match. I mean, I'm not an artist, and this is a very impressive boat. 500 gold retainer, and I'll let you know. A few thousand at least.
All right. Listen, I don't want to disrespect your trade. I don't. I really don't. But
I'm going to.
I just escaped slavery by the Drow, and I just had to go through some next level bullshit.
I'm going to stop you right there. I mean, I hear sob stories every day, blah, blah, slave traded, blah, blah, blah. I've heard it all, buddy. 500 deposit. I'll start working on it. I don't even need it this minute. Just
You know what? I'm gonna direct him to the actual captain of the ship, so I don't have to pay for it.
well, there's no real captain of the ship.
Oh, he left?
No. He's here, but this isn't his ship. I mean, you just
Right.
hired him to.
So I'm still gonna direct him to the captain.
Right. Okay.
And be like, yeah, he should have the money. Possibly, he'll be able to work that out. Him and his crew. On the meantime, if you know any like blacksmiths in the area looking for some people to help out, I am a woman of the trade.
Oh yeah, blacksmiths had far too much work for far too long. I'm sure he'd take on. Wouldn't mind
Yeah.
having an extra hand at the smithy.
I mean, if he lets me help out there at the forge, I mean, I could help out with you guys with making like nails and tools for the boat and all that. We can compromise. I can help work towards this payment.
I tell you
know
what,
I mean?
make me a charisma check.
That's not gonna go well. What do? I just click.
Just roll a d20. It just needs to be under your
Okay.
charisma or equal
All right.
to.
Come on, 11 or less. Oh,
Like, I really don't need to hear it. I will start work today. You get me my money by day's end, and we'll be fine. If you can't get the money, we'll call it square. You did me a solid here today, but that's all you're getting out of me. All right?
Mhm.
All right.
you just hook me up with the blacksmith, and I can work for him and pay you back over time too.
All right. So, yeah, he points you out. It's like, oh, hey, you're going to need a place to stay unless you're going to stay on the boat.
I don't want to stay on that boat anymore. A good place where I'm not gonna get bothered.
Oh, there's only one place here. House of Abraham. He kind of points down the road. It's number 2 on your map there. Real nice place. We don't get too many visitors out here.
All right, I'll make
mean-
sure to try and
I mean,
pass
if you
that
had more than 2 coins to rub together, you could probably buy a building. But yeah,
Oh, where can I do that?
wow, we got a number of farmhouses and locations about here that are empty now. We've been having raider problems. Just seems like day and night. I mean, we've lost a few families here and there.
Any reason why they're doing this? It
There's
seems
a
like
season
it's-
for it.
Where are they coming from?
Other isles. I mean,
Hmm.
we're surrounded by islands. It's just the season. This is what they do.
Mhm.
Guess it's easier than farming.
All right.
I
Yeah.
once thought about killing for a living.
Me too.
Did you take an arrow to the knee?
No. Wife wasn't into it.
Oh, okay.
She said it's too hard to get all that blood out of the clothing. She just wasn't for it. Wasn't for it. So it's boating for me, fixing these boats. I guess.
All right. Well, point me in the direction I can buy a house. And,
Just talk around town. I'm sure there's at the
Alright.
end there'll be people talking about what's for sale. You
all
you
right.
just go on, get set up over there. Aquarium,
Yeah, I'm
where are
gonna
you?
Skedaddle.
I'm whistling for my horse.
cut to your horse trying to follow you in the ocean, just drowning.
Hey,
Technically,
it's
I
in
start.
my gear, man.
Yeah, your bag of holding.
That was Eaton, your first day as a prisoner in the Underdark, I think.
Oh. I had a pony once.
I'm gonna go find like a magistrate's office or something.
Well, I mean, you guys can see that there is a keep or a castle further back on the hill. Number 1 over there.
I'll say, shipwright, please start the repairs. We will get the money one way or the other.
Well, you sound like a man that's accustomed to having money in his purse. I like you.
I hand him 5 gold. Just as
He looks
like,
down at it,
click,
looks
click,
up,
click.
and says, "That'll pay for the nails, I guess."
just to show you that I'm not empty pocketed.
Okay.
Where is the government building?
He looks at you like you're astoundingly stupid, and he points at the big castle on the hill.
You never know. It could be empty and haunted.
Who says it wasn't? Ah, I'm just kidding. They're right,
All right.
bastards, but they're living right bastards.
I'll work my way. I'll start heading up that way then.
All right.
I'm gonna-
So everybody's split up. Dion, you're done with the bucket brigading at this point. Did you want to go with Quarian?
Yeah, I was gonna say if he's like getting info where to buy stuff and all that, I might as well just be like, hey, that's probably the direction I'm gonna want to go
All right.
to.
I mean,
Now-
I'll probably walk like north past 21 and then go cut inland.
Mm.
I want to see this house of Abraham, so I'll swing by that intersection right there.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
I suppose I could just ping
Yeah.
for you.
Well, the first thing
Um,
you notice as you're swinging by is that they seem to have several horses and young. It looks like they're breeding horses, and they look to be of really good quality to you.
Excellent.
It's a farmstead with a much larger building. That's probably what they rent out for people that come by. But it's actually a working farmstead as well. There's a garden. Again, you see the breeding house for the horses. There's many horses about. There are people working in the fields, and you see a few people just kind of sitting on the porch of what's likely the inn area, just drinking, enjoying the sun.
Just kind of wave as I go by.
Mm-hmm. Those of you that were with the priests, they really don't say a lot to you because they're busy. They're going about trying to save those that can be saved. So they don't give you much mind after that. What do you want to do after you've delivered your possibly future living, maybe not people?
I mean, I want to find out what's been going on. Like, so I would ask, like, what was this conflict all about?
Okay, yeah, you get pretty much the same answers that apparently during this season they have a lot of raiders, just people that live on the other islands, a little less civilized. They just find it easier to raid than to, plant gardens.
Yeah, and now I know.
Yeah,
because I ran off.
you didn't know. Probably about this time you actually see Quarian and NPC go by. Oak, what was your character doing again?
Was policing up all the dead
Right.
raiders and stuff
Okay,
like
so
that.
you're probably with Quarian and NPC as they head to the keep or castle that's on the hill there. Now keep in mind for logistic purposes here, so you need to find some place to call home unless you're going to stay on the ship. It's not just you. You've got a crew of about 15 people as well. The captain, his crew, and then the survivors that you rescued.
Get to work, everyone.
I was
Number
gonna
one
say
is a
the guy mentioned to me earlier that there's like tons of like farmsteads and all that. We could just get like a big old place and make it like a little mini base of operations for everyone if we wanted. I'm sure it wouldn't be too expensive. I managed to like pocket some gold before I got out, so
What does 3 look like when we walk by, Bert?
Area 3.
Yeah,
Give me a second.
The number one's a keep.
that's where we're headed. Yeah. I asked about the government building, and he was like
Oh.
all sarcastic.
3
It's
is the
like
church, and that's where you're going to pick up Grown Wolf and Odette as you're passing by.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we were gonna walk because that was the way I wanted to walk anyway. Was
Mhm.
here, here.
I'm gonna ask Odette
Here.
after she's done inquiring about the attack. Like, do you wanna join back up with them and see if we can sell some of this weird shit we found in the Underdark?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Hmm.
I'm slowly
like-
becoming a cowgirl, I guess, because I'm like ambling on the back of this giant one of the giant lizards. So
Are there any shops that we pass on that path?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
gonna
you see
draw-
the
I'm
blacksmith.
gonna draw the path
You
for
you
you.
see a blacksmith. A lot of these are just farming villages or homes. You think that the wharf is probably where they do a lot of commerce. Like those warehouses and buildings are set up to, you've seen this kind of setup before. They're like open markets where people will come in off their boats, set up for trade, set up for sale, and then, ship out. So probably a lot of that happens at the wharves, and is why it was attacked. I mean, a lot of the goods are right there. But there are other buildings that you're not quite sure. Like there's no placards hung out, so you're not sure what they are. But there are a fair number of people coming in and out. As you're heading up the hill here, you see that this area 53 right here. It's kind of a stoned off pavilion. It's got like an awning set up, no walls. It's just a place where someone can come enjoy the outside without the sun beating down on them. There's an old man here with a very long pipe, taking a smoke, thinking real hard. He's muttering to himself occasionally, scribbling on a scroll nearby as you guys are, passing up the hill. He takes note of you. Puts some more pipe tobacco in. Keep smoking.
I say, "Good day, Elder," in Elvish.
Okay. He replies, "My Elvish is ill-used. The tongue doesn't roll naturally. Do you speak?" And he tries, common. He tries Dwarvish, which he's much better at both of those.
Elvish, gnome, halfling, goblin, hobgoblin, orcish, null, common. So yes, common is fine.
All right. Sorry, it's been such a long time since I've dealt with your kind. He's looking at the unusual people here. You still have your giant lizards too, right, Jen?
She's
Yeah, of course I
riding
do.
one,
So
think,
yeah, he looks at you like, you are an interesting group of people.
thank you.
May I ask why you've come to our little village?
Our ship was sinking. We needed repairs. Some misfortunes along the way, I guess. One might say.
Fair. How extensive were your damages?
I would just set it afire and sink it personally, but we have 15 crew. We have to.
But let me
handle.
get this straight, though. You're not here because you wanted to be here. This is not you didn't mean to come to our town.
Well, I didn't even know where this town was until I spoke with the shipwright.
He just ponders for a minute and he says, we have a problem here.
Problem, you say?
Besides raiders?
Well, the raiders are a problem, but not our largest problem. And it seems to me that we might be helpful to one another. I assume your boat repairs are costly.
Extensively.
Well, you're in need of a repaired boat. We seem to be in need of an impartial third party.
Oh.
I'm very fair. I'm so fair.
You need mercenaries.
No, in fact, the less swinging of swords, the better in this case.
Thank God.
We need an investigation done by people that aren't vested in this community or the next.
An investigation, I see.
God.
Are you the ones seeking the help, or is it the keep?
Oh no, they're deep in trying to figure out our problem now. Um well, I'm not from this city. I'm from the city that this all started from, I'm afraid. He pauses again for a moment and says, well, I am an elder of the community. I am a man of certain mysticisms. I do help with my powers here and there. Merely an aide, merely someone who gives his opinion that the elders here listen to. You might do. Would you care to accompany me to the keep, and we'll see if what kind of bargain can be struck.
Certainly. We were looking for money-making opportunities, and if we can assist the townsfolk in the process, more the better.
Very good. Looking at your lizard, do you perhaps have someplace we could put them? They're a bit off-putting. I'd hate to have them be shot by the guards or eat a guard.
They'll only eat a
one
guard
still,
if the guard shoots at them.
the one still has a little bit of hand in its mouth there.
Those were the invaders. We're quite impartial, including when it comes to the parting of bodies from limbs if they're attacking the good people of your town.
Whew, okay.
They're very well trained. If for the sake of the mediation, leaving them behind is the correct thing to do, then that is what will happen.
Well, we do have a garrison here. If you could assure me they won't eat the horses in the nearby stalls, we can. Okay.
Can I retcon and assume that I've fed Birdo one of the dead corpses of the raiders as well, so that they're both well fed?
Sure.
Perfect. Awesome.
I mean, there was cleanup that need to happen. So.
Absolutely.
I like the idea that Birdo is just munching on one as you're taking the injured to the church. Just
nice.
He's one of the bad guys, I promise. Yeah.
My cousin Bob, he was dead anyway.
Okay. Well, he leads you through the keep. With him at your head, the guards let you pass after dropping off your two lizards. And it's outer wall. The inner area is just a few low buildings. He takes you to the largest of which that you're seeing, and directly into a conference room where you see 4 people at a large table just having a very heated debate. As the door opens, I wouldn't say elderly, but a mature woman with long graying hair turns and just says, "These are private councils. Will you please..." "Oh, it's you. With guests. How wonderful." And he says, "Well, I think we might have a solution to our problem." She was gesticulating with a dagger, and she just kind of throws the dagger and slams it down on the desk and says, "Fine. Bring them in."
I come inside. Just kind of nod a little to everyone respectfully.
"What have you brought me? Mercenaries?"
Travelers from afar landed here while our ship gets repairs. We're told you might need some help.
Yeah.
Well, at least one of them can speak well. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Aramis. This is Tellish, Askew, and Armax. They all just kind of nod and grunt.
So I say, "So Aramis, tell me what's amiss about this situation."
You're instantly booted from the building. It's one of those comical, they pick you up by your shirt and your pants and they toss you out the door.
It's like, what was it? The DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air just getting yeeted from the door.
Yes. Oh my god.
You're the guy that led you in says, "Oh, I suppose you need my name. I am Peltar." He gives a very deep bow. The woman who is speaking to you just turns exasperated, sits down, grabs a goblet of wine up, looks. She's about to take a sip, looks at you and says, Come, eat, drink. So the table has got food and wine on it. Just come on.
I'm not gonna. You don't have to tell me twice. I'm hungry.
Yeah,
Same.
you've been living on mushroom soup.
jerky,
and,
jerky and pickles.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
Not
trust
good
food
fare.
that doesn't make my stomach combust any longer, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
This food looks cooked.
I'm
Seafood,
starting with the
seafood.
hottest food first. Yeah.
For weeks now. That's what you've been living on.
Mm.
Do you have any gray meat or tapeworms?
I'll probably grab a loaf and like kind of lean in and listen to what the heated debate is about.
I'll make it simple. If you are able to help us, I'm sure we can come to some understanding. My village is not wealthy, but we have means. Right. Baron Grellis of Restonford is dead. All the clues point to our city. The death of the Baron threatens the stability of this region, and having an impartial eye may very well be the thing to do here. Shall I go on?
Did you do it?
Says yes.
She pauses for a
Investigation
moment.
over.
She pauses for a moment and says, No. But
Sure.
it is an honest question, and perhaps we need more of that. She seems to be warming a little bit to it.
I'm going to ask what do they perceive as your motivations for wanting to do this?
Well, to keep an uprising from happening. This island has two major cities, ourselves and Restonford. Their baron's dead. I am quite alive. There are various contracts and understandings between our cities that are in dispute. We need to clear our name. We need to find the killer of the baron and whatever motive there might have been. What do you need?
Who? Okay, so there's who? I'm sorry. Who is the
Oh.
person who has been accused? What's their name?
Well, there's been no specific accusations. We have
Okay.
some clues that lead to our city, which I will be glad to speak of if we can come to an understanding, an arrangement.
Would you, by chance, have any enemies that would see your downfall through this situation that you can point us in the direction of first? Or, I mean, I understand being a baron, that
Everyone is
is
our enemy.
pretty much a given that is bound to happen, but
It is a political situation. There are those that would have me lose my seat. There were those that were actively supporting or wanting to get rid of the Baron. There are many suspects. But I'm not going to air our dirty laundry until we can come to an understanding. So what is it that you want?
Well, we have a ship, you see, and it's quite damaged and quite costly to make repairs. And we were told perhaps by doing you this favor, you could do us a favor.
we were also hoping for maybe a plot of land and a sizable building for us and our men.
Until we leave.
Yeah.
Temporary accommodations and a repaired boat?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
What is land ownership like here?
I need a
We
horse.
I want my horse back. I want a pony, a really pretty pony. And so, but yeah, I'd like to ask, like, what does land ownership look like here, and how likely is it that that because Dion had expressed interest in maybe a more permanent settlement earlier, and so I'm just trying to echo what NPC was saying and just to ask for NPC's sake.
Both can be arranged. If you want something temporary, I'm sure we can find a homestead that is lacking occupants. If you wish to own a plot of land, that can be arranged as well.
I'm not sure we need that, but it would be nice. It might be nice. There are some members of the party who are interested in that, so I thought it was worth asking. Thank you.
A horse, a repaired boat, a place to stay.
And willing test subjects for this fungus. No.
That's one of the other guys in the corner, like,
Oh.
maybe later. You, me, later.
Yeah.
Very well. That can all be arranged, as well as a stipend for whatever you may need to complete this matter. She seems to be pondering it, looking you guys over for a bit. You're obviously not from the Isles. I believe this will work. I have it upon your honor that you are not working for or sent by a faction of the Barons, or even here in Resterford's.
Correct. The one thing I'd like to interject with, however, is if we do determine that it was somebody in your barony that did this, are you going to hold us accountable for that, or do you want the honest answer?
I want the honest answer. And she
Okay.
actually scowls at the other people at the table, whatever it might be.
Okay, that's good info.
So I would say to back that up, whatever our finding, you are all willing to accept our ruling on this situation.
Yes. Present me with the facts.
Okay.
Would we be able to individually interrogate all parties involved at the table?
I can and will permit that in my town here. If you need to do the same in Restenford, I have no power there. I can give you writs of entry. I can introduce you to those that you need to speak to, but I cannot grant you any access there.
I mean, the good thing about that is anyone who willingly does not agree to being questioned on the matter is labeled more guilty than those that would, so that would narrow things down.
Stop
Fair.
talking out loud.
They mention interrogation, and she says yes. I just kind of grin real big.
Yeah. Right. Well, let me lay out the facts as we know it. And again, I cannot speak to the veracity of these facts. If someone in my court or theirs did this, it is likely that the information is tainted. So take it as a starting point. Yes?
Yeah. It all seems pretty above board and reasonable.
The Baron was found strangled yesterday morning. His bedroom was locked from the inside. No furniture or other objects were overturned or broken. However, 3 clues to the murder were found in the room. First, a small red ruby was located near the body. Second, a golden lute string was found under the bed. Third, a red leather button was found in the Baron's hand. The Restenford Castle, of which the Baron was the lord, has been sealed to outsiders until the Baron's wife and daughter recover from this ordeal and shock. All efforts of our clergy to speak with the dead or to raise the Baron have met with failure. Our wizard, Peltar here, has more information if he is willing to share it. Peltar stands up. Well, I do take a bit of umbrage of being called your wizard. I'm the wizard, Peltar. I do work both here and for Restenford. He pauses for a minute. The red ruby is likely the eyes to a whale, a symbol, a holy symbol to a small order of clergy that resides on this isle. The shape and cut of the gem is very similar to it.
Mm-hmm.
On the same night, or the night before, there was a man traveling at the local tavern in Restenford, where he had a few drinks and played a lute for the people in the tavern. He stayed a few hours and left. It was reported that the lute had unusual golden strings. There was also a man who delivered several barrels of beer and had them shipped to this inn in Garreton. And when he says this, he just kind of points off in the distance. He wore a distinctive red vest with ornate red buttons. When we showed the button to the merchant here, he did identify it as resembling the one on the vest of the peddler. Now, the guards at the south gate of Restonford remembered seeing these men departing soon after the Baron was found murdered.
Together?
The gates open shortly after the sun rises. It's not unusual that they would be together.
But they were together.
As the guards say they were, yes.
Okay.
Now, with some definition of my own, I believe I know who these two persons were. They have not been spoken to or confronted yet. One is the high priest of the church I spoke of. His small parish is here in Garrotten. The second is Balmaro. He is the theater owner here in Garrotten. I would start my inquiries there.
Okay. Do the two have a history of those sorts of visits that you're aware of?
Yes, there's a lot of commerce between our two towns. The man who runs the theater often has troops of performers going between the towns. It would not be unusual for him to visit both. The cleric of the order is trying to increase his flock. He's not having much luck here. His parish is very small. Being seen in Restonford, again, not uncommon. So the only clues that we have, although we know the attack or whatever other than strangulation that happened to the Baron, has to be, there's some mystical nature behind it, as we were not able to speak with the dead or raise the body. Something was done to prevent this from happening.
What god is the church to?
Give me just a second. It is the Church of Osprum. It's actually not one you recognize. It must be very small indeed, maybe even just central to these islands that you're in.
When the Baron's body was found and strangulation was what occurred, what did it look like he had been strangled with? Hands. Okay. Oh, man.
And
Let me
magic
call
was
in the
involved.
CSI guys, and they'll be able to break that down for you.
And hands.
You can
These
see
garrote
the
marks are
bruises
from-
around the throat where the thumb's squeezed
I-
in.
Since his
I watched-
hyoid bone was broken, we figure that
I've watched a lot of forensic fantasy files, and I know that strangulation is a crime of passion, and it was someone close to him.
the wizard whips off his sunglasses.
You know, the first 48 Lords and Ladies is a really good show.
There were
Oh my God.
there were bruising. There was bruising around the neck. That it looked like
Okay.
he was strangled.
It's good to know. Okay.
I just find it weird that 3 different strains of evidence to 3 different people were found at the scene.
Yeah, but there's a chance that potentially one of these things was left there before. These are just things that are out of the ordinary. So I'd say that to me, the red leather button is the most telling because it's the thing that was found in his hand.
Right.
Are there many shops in town? Well, are there many shops in town that sell such finery as dyed leather?
There is more than one that dye leather. Yes,
Can I get a list?
I can show you the shops as we leave.
Fantastic. You're the best.
Probably check his clothing first so it's not chasing ghosts. If he had
Yep.
grabbed his chest or something as he fell and pulled a button off his own clothing.
Hmm. I think we should also
Hmm.
check with like the local churches and talk to the higher ranking clergy and see if they would know any reasons why they'd be unable to resurrect or speak with dead.
Great idea, Cece.
Well, didn't they say that the attempts to do that have been unsuccessful, making it seem as though magic was in play?
Yeah,
Yep.
but what I think Dion was suggesting is that who could do that? Like who could stop that? We would ask
Right.
them who could possibly stop
Oh,
that
I
from
see.
happening.
I thought you were saying could we find people to do that? I just zoned for a second. Okay.
One of the three men that were at the table in conversation with her as you were coming in has just hastily gotten pen and quill and wrote something down on a paper and hands it to her, which she looks at and hands it over to, probably you, Quarian, since you seem to be the more polite speaker, maybe. This is a deed of property. You'll be shown where the building is. It is the Harriman family was taken by an illness more than a year ago now. It is some fine upkeep. We have had a carpenter and a lands person to oversee it during this time, but it is yours for disposal as you wish. Once you are done, you can sell it if you want. This is the deed to the property, and the land's about. There are no animals, nor is their garden planted, but you may provision yourself as you will from the community. I will make sure that any bills incurred that way come to me.
Mhm.
I do plan to volunteer with the local blacksmith and to help out. I've heard he's been very overworked, and I'm willing for most, if not all, of my pay to go towards any costs needed to be soaked.
Well, friend, do you wish to work as a blacksmith or do you wish to solve our problem?
Well, I
feel
mean, I would solve the problem first, but when we're here, waiting for the ship to be fixed, we could also work on that.
fair. If, as our magus here has said, you've been on the seas for some time, why don't you take the day and rest? Speak to me tomorrow.
Wait,
if
I have
you
one more
thoughts.
question.
Mhm.
I have one more question. Who gains the most from strife between you and the others?
Yeah, who is next in line?
There are many players, and I feel that if I were to tell you, it would be seen as maneuvering on my part.
All right.
It would be best if you were to find out that yourself. Now, I would be glad to confirm or deny anything that I have knowledge of, but I think you should investigate that first.
Before we leave, I just want a point of clarity. The small red ruby that was one of the eyes to a whale that was a small order of clergy.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same as the high, like the Church of Ostrom?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
And then the people that were seen leaving were the beer peddler with the red vest and Balmoro, the theater owner, correct?
Right.
So the priest is somebody else.
Priest is someone else, and they can't confirm if he was actually interested in Verd at the time or not. No one saw him leave.
Do you happen to know who would have an idol like that? Like who would have one of the whale, like the whale with the ruby eyes? Like how common is that for folks to have?
Only the high priest of his orders would have it, and why I put him forward as a suspect, as he is the only high priest of his order on the island.
Okay. How, like, seeing this thing, would he just be carrying it around with him somewhere, or?
Typically, yes.
is it weird to ask to see it? Would he
It would be
normally
very
share it?
prominently on display. It's normally
Okay.
worn as a torque about the neck.
Okay.
Is this an item this ostentatious, something that he would likely have multiple of, you think?
It is likely. It's a symbol of his order. It's likely he would have more than one. Yes.
Okay, I just didn't know how common it was to have these gems cut.
The rubies are small. They are of value, but it's possible that he would have the funding to have more than
Okay.
one of these made.
Are there multiple shops that that deal in those? Because he may have had it replaced.
Any jeweler could produce such a thing, or have the jewel replaced if one had fallen off.
I've watched enough fantasy forensic files to know that often trade goods are a means of tracking down suspects.
So yeah, maybe also write it or show us the list the jewelers in the area as well.
The beer makers, the jewelers, the priest.
The candlestick makers.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, they agreed to do that. Right now, with the village just being under attack, it might be best to wait till morning.
Sure, we can get settled in on our new property.
Right.
Before morning, I would like to go out and try and find a wild animal that lives in the area.
What are you looking for?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of wildlife lives in this area. I do, but I do have, as one of my non-weapon proficiencies is animal lore, and I don't know if that would, if animal lore or sound analysis would give me an idea of what types of animals live in this area.
Mostly small mammals. The largest creatures here are like elk, which they hunt. Other than that, there's nothing it's a fairly small island. There's not a lot of variation. The farmers keep chickens and cows.
I would like to
not
covertly
native to the area. They look like they were brought in.
I'd like to go to like a farm that maybe looks a little more like maybe it's recently abandoned, maybe like something bad happened to the family, or a farm that looks like there's a lot of chickens, and I'm going to cast animal friendship on one of the chickens.
You want a chicken?
I want a chicken.
You can have a chicken. That's fine.
Yay! Like
There
you're
are,
just
there
giving
are
it
actually
to me, like,
wild
take
chicken
it.
about
There's
as
so
well.
many chickens.
There are wild chicken about.
Wild chicken are wily, man.
Yeah.
Real world wild chickens are dope. You want the wild chicken more than that domesticated chicken.
What number is this property we were
So
given?
the property you're getting is 47 on the map.
I see it.
Wild Wang.
It's good because I'm going to sleep out in that forest.
On the way from the keep, I'm gonna stop by the blacksmith. I think you said it was number 2.
No, the number 2 is the inn.
Oh, where's the blacksmith?
Blacksmith is. Give me a second.
Definitely getting a horse on the keep.
All right.
I need this for the investigation.
18 is the winery. I should probably go through and label this to make this easier. 31's the weavers. 46.
Oh, so he's right next
right
door
next
to
to
us.
you. Yep.
So I'm gonna stop at the blacksmith's on the way home and introduce myself and explain. I'm a fledgling blacksmith as well, and when I have time, I'd love to be able to stop by and help out.
Well, when you come up, the blacksmith is the first demi-human you've seen on the island. He is, in fact, a dwarf. And oddly
Nice.
enough, the blacksmith here is one-armed.
Wow.
His left arm looks like it was severed clean high up, and he has what's left of the stump is kind of wrapped in over. And he's got just his one good arm. His right arm is just incredibly, just mighty.
So if my name was Friendon, I would approach this man and say, do you need a hand? I have 2. But
I'm gonna
that
say
is
your
not my name.
appearance is quite disarming.
It's not that day, and that is not my name. So I'm just gonna approach again and just the whole spiel, and just be like, what up?
I see you're not a small arms dealer.
Just one big one.
So yeah, what do you approach him with? What do you actually say to him? He's quite busy. You see that he's working right now on tops for shovels, hose. Looks like he's got several horseshoes lined up to be repaired.
You know what? I'm just gonna start repairing horseshoes, actually.
All
I'm
right,
just
you
gonna
want to
just sit down and start
just start
working.
working?
Just show them my craft. Like, boom, I'm gonna help you out with this little stuff while you deal with the big stuff.
All right, he just kind of grunts and nods at you, and he just continues to work.
All right, I'm just gonna plug away for a little bit before it's too dark and it's time to go to bed.
All right, so did you pick blacksmithing as your non-weapon?
Yes.
Okay, is it
I
one that's got
picked,
an asterisk on it?
what? Oh God, I don't know.
All right, let me
I
check.
don't think it did. I was looking at it too.
Uh,
I
so
can
it was
double
Craft
check.
under
proficiency.
craft.
A
No, no
blacksmith.
asterisk.
Nope. Okay. Now a blacksmith is basically you can do tools, you can do things like horseshoes. You have to be an armorer or a weaponsmith to do anything greater than that. So you're just helping him with
Okay.
the smaller stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it looks like in PC just started helping the blacksmith on your way to your farm. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I will check out the farm and then make my way to the docks to let the captain and crew know that we've procured a place for them to sleep off ship while repairs are being done.
Okay.
That's
But
smart.
anything they can do to help out the village and the shipwright to get the ship, to get the ship repaired or to help the people in the village, they should make themselves available to do that, as we are living on their dime right now, or their silver piece, as it were.
Well, a lot of the crew would like to earn some money, so yeah.
Please do.
And the captain does say, "Well, there is this small matter of what's in our cargo hold here. Are we leaving this on the boat, or are we removing it?"
I suspect as the captain, you would be there to oversee all of the repairs, and therefore there should be no worries about what's in our cargo hold, provided that we can secure it away from prying eyes.
Well, no, that is a question, sir. After all, I mean, you paid me to pilot your boat, but this isn't my boat. I believe
I'm not sure I know what's in the cargo hold.
you
I
guys,
think I might have missed
you
that.
guys found some trade goods in the cargo hold. Some scented oils, some
Oh,
bolts
right,
of cloth, things it's. Your thief, who is one of the crew helping out, told you that were probably of great value.
Perhaps I highly doubt we're going to find buyers a good price here, but perhaps the quartermaster, who would be best equipped to handle that, could take care of some of it.
Ah, so be selling it then. Yes, we can do that. And how much of a cut, might I ask, we can have?
If everyone in the party agrees to selling it, was it earmarked for anything?
I'm down to sell it. I mean,
I think that was everything. Our fence of a rogue was taken care of.
Okay, so
But yeah, we can see he can take care of it. That's fine. But yeah, the captain is asking though, like, maybe there should be a cut for him and his crew. After all,
I agree. When we have a serviceable vessel and you're no longer living on the fruit of our labors here in this town, where we are going to do some work that is going to pay for the ship to get fixed.
so I got to point out though, you've essentially told him and his crew that they have to stay here. So they're not living on anybody's. Like, you're not providing them with anything.
No, at the village. I mean, at 47.
Okay, so you are going to, because
I said
someone's
we've
got to
gotta-
stay there if you want someone to keep an eye on the shipbuilding and all of that.
They know how shifts work. They're a seagoing crew.
Okay.
All right, Captain. I'll do your work for you. 3 8-hour shifts, one on the ship at all times, one working out in the village somewhere, and one resting. You, my friend, dear Captain, rest assured you will all receive remuneration for your time. However, we cannot go anywhere with that ship, and we probably can't sell most of the goods we have in this tiny little farming village. So what we need to do is get the ship fixed, make sure the village is happy with us, sell anything that we might for a reasonable profit, and then worry about lining all of our pockets.
Right. And the mushroom liquor?
I just drink it. I don't.
Ah, that's what we wanted to hear.
Whatever the rest of the party says, but I'm like, I don't know, drink it.
Well, what do you want for the plague? I'm pretty sure this is the plague. It could end all civilization. Seems very weaponizable.
All right. So you guys are given this farmstead here at 47.
I
you
I
drink
like
it,
how
drink
Bert, you're just used to just dismissing me
Just-
now.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you're like, yeah, okay, yeah, all right.
I
good.
do want to say, as a bit of quick table talk, if we do want to negotiate how much they get, I'm open to 30%
Well,
for him and the entire crew, because they
Sure,
did
sure.
do a lot behind the scenes, and there's a lot of them.
right. There's 15 crew and the captain.
Yeah.
Bert.
Mhm.
So there's 16 of them.
I think 30% of whatever.
Well,
we get.
no. There's not 16 of. Okay, so that's a combination of the captain, his crew, and the slaves that you guys rescued.
Oh, right. They're free to do whatever they want to do. I'm not going to tell them what to do because I don't want to be their new slave master.
Congratulations, you're freed. Now all go get minimum
Welcome.
wage jobs.
we're like, welcome.
Yeah.
We made it to safety. You can do whatever
Part
you
of me
want.
thinks that they've been looking up to me as like a makeshift leader of the other slaves at the moment, since I kind of like took a torch and went on the adventuring cruise. So I'm assuming that I'm gonna welcome them to also work for their keep and earn, living and food and board with us as well.
At
Well,
the very least, they probably like look up to you and see you as a potential vector of what to do, right? Like at the very least.
Yeah. I
How-
mean,
how
when we were
many-
like fighting, I was leading them in battle. So
How many slaves are there? Former slaves, freed slaves? What do we call them? Freemen?
So
Free people?
6, 9, not including Dion's character.
So there's 9 free people. And then how many crew?
The balance, so 6 total.
6 crew and then the
And
captain,
the
right?
captain. Yep.
Oh,
And to
I
Neil?
mean, we lost her at sea.
Oh, damn.
It's good. They kept singing on deck and dancing and stuff. It was
They were
ridiculous.
horrible.
They
If
were.
you also
He'd
drop,
lay on the piano and I'd be like, hey, you're going to break it.
if you also drop that there actually is available housing and farmland, many of the slaves would be interested in maybe just starting a new life here too. So
What say we give each a few gold pieces?
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I wanted to look into like a separate piece of farmland to purchase so that I could give them to the slaves. How much would that have been?
to do what again? Sorry.
Just to purchase like an empty farmland for
Oh,
those
more
slaves
than you
to
can
inhabit?
afford. Yeah, more than you can
Okay,
afford.
okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, thank you for assisting us in retrieving you from that place. Here's a couple gold to help you make
Now
your
go
way.
and be not my problem.
Well, we
Yeah.
do have all that gardening land, and I don't want to garden, so we could just have them take care of the gardening and stuff. And
We don't know what they want to do.
Yeah.
I don't want.
I mean,
I
As
don't
you
want to
two
tell
are,
for
yeah.
just release slaves like, hey, go do slave labor for us. in
Yeah.
the garden.
yeah.
I hear you both saying that and seeing your intentions, and I'm gonna say, we just leave it up to them. We say there
Right.
might be some land. If you're looking for business opportunities and things aren't panning out, we might have pay, we might have work. We're not sure yet, but you're essentially our home is your home if there's
Yeah.
room
And
and
that's
board.
the key because logistically they need a place to stay until they can earn enough to
Sure.
do something.
That's what I was thinking. Like,
yeah.
we should have enough rooms that
Yeah.
we could probably, like, even if it's barns and stuff, I don't know. Like, we should have rooms for folks.
This is a 2-story farmhouse. It also has a barn that has a perfectly good roof. It's got farmland that hasn't been used. Again, no animals except for one rooster, I guess.
Now that I understand there's only 6 crew, then the crew should assist with the repairs in shifts, 2 shifts. 3
Yeah,
of
I mean
each.
they're all for it
Captain.
as long as they know there's a paycheck at the end of it. I mean,
Yes, we
yeah,
will get
that's
you
the thing.
paid as soon as we can. And then what's everybody think is a decent coin for the other ones? 2, 3 gold?
Yeah, I'd say, is that like a day or?
I mean, just be like,
No, like
this
as
is
a
what we're
payout
giving
amount.
you for
Oh,
to help you get back on your feet because you've been
Really?
slaves.
I'd say-
you owe nothing.
I'd say that plus the room, the roof over their heads is a good start. And if anybody's having problems, we could be amenable to it.
Yeah, and we
Just
just
give
let
some
them
more.
know, like, if you guys want to grow your own food here, we have the land. Like,
Yeah.
there you go.
Subsistence farm. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to do that, if you want to grow extra and we'll pay you, whatever.
And you've been
Frankly, yeah.
given the deed to the property, the house and the land. So whether or not you stay or not, you own this property. So
Right.
whatever you want to do.
We're not going to charge them rent for it.
Yet.
I don't
Once the
we don't
garden's
know.
up and running, yeah.
We don't
As
know
soon
how
as you're
fertile that
18,
land is.
out the door.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a good landlord, people.
Listen, we
No,
could have someone
no,
start
no,
digging
bad
out
party.
there one day and
In
struck
first
oil.
edition.
So
Here, hold on.
No,
Okay,
I was just saying, I
hear
don't
you.
remember the economics in first edition or how much it changed. I know the current stuff, a day's worth of labor just to hire somebody is like a silver piece
Yeah.
a day.
A gold is a pretty good amount of money.
That's why
That's
I
a
figured
shitload of money.
it would get them up and running.
yeah,
I'm just looking at like
That's
what's
like
that
10 days
equivalent
worth
of? A small wooden shield is 1 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Or
So- is it 10 silver to a gold or 100 silver to a gold?
10.
10. So yeah, a couple, like 3 gold pieces a pop, and then we can just that'll hold them over for a while.
a
Yeah,
pint
well,
of
that
beer
is-
is 5 copper, so they'll all be
Yeah.
drunk.
Mhm.
Yeah, they
because
got a little bit of
is
gold in their
about
pocket.
10
They
days.
have a roof over their heads. They have food coming from,
People have
you know.
more. These people have more money than me.
Yeah.
So broke.
I have like
So
8.
broke.
I just gave 5 away to the shipwright. Well, I'll also speak with the shipwright
Okay.
and be like, we have an agreement with the keep. Send the bills to them. Inflate them a little bit if you need to.
I watch
See,
Corey
I knew
giving
you were
away
the
the
brains
money.
behind this organization. All right. All right. I'll
You
get
watch
the
me
good
do what?
nails. The good nails.
The good nails, yeah, the ones that won't fall out halfway. Let's see. What was that?
I watch like you give like 5 gold away, and I'm like, and like,
Yeah.
I'm like
Click, click,
It's
click,
more
click,
money
click.
than I've seen in my life.
I pull out my pockets, and moths fly out of them, and I try to use animal friendship, but I realized I've already used it once, and I can't use it for this.
I see you do that, and I'm like, oh, gold, once gold. That's the Disney part of the princess thing, right?
All right, so let's set
Get
up
this
then. So
golden
you've
lute
got
string.
this nice farmhouse. Each of you can claim a room or a loft or whatever you want to get. This is going to be your base of operations. Now you're all
Which is-
well rested and healed up. So anyway, in this last leg of the journey hasn't been particularly tough. So nobody's particularly stressed or anything. Yeah. So what do you want to? Is there anything else you want to do today? This is like mid afternoon to late afternoon.
I want to buy a horse. Well, I want to put a horse on our tab.
Yes, yeah. She agreed
Very
to a
nice,
horse.
like the Strier or something.
Yeah. So yeah, take that as your mount. If you get a mount as a ranger, just take that as your mount.
Yeah, okay.
Very good breed. Actually, while you're over there, it's Abraham's Inn. Again, I had said that it's a family ran homestead, but he has a long building that he uses to put travelers in. It's the only inn in the area. Well, in this town anyway. Yep,
I'll go
so-
lurk about in the common room with my hood up, like Aragorn.
Okay. There are a fair number of people here. You get just from the gist of conversation that they're merchants. Merchants travel back and forth from one city to another. A lot of merchants come here by boat primarily. Some of them are here for the season, like they're signing contracts.
Mhm.
They'll be here until until their fleet comes again. The inn is very nice, actually. It's very comfortable, very cozy. He can support upwards of 50 people, 50 rooms. They're not large rooms, but they're clean and comfortable rooms.
What was the name of the inn again?
This is Abraham's house, or just the house of Abraham, people
Mhm.
call it.
Abraham. That sounds biblical. Can we name it the End Times?
Not unless you want to be turned into a pillar of salt. So
Oh, shucks.
Yeah,
Or
that's how
split
it
in
goes.
half as King Solomon looks on.
Mhm.
Okay.
the course topic of conversation is about the raiders. There was some significant damage done at the docks. Some of the merchants here did lose property, but they do seem to have an arrangement, like they're actually paying insurance, of all things. So it's not a complete loss. They're not going to get the full value of their goods, but they'll get most of the value of their goods.
Who do they pay the insurance?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
to?
does the insurance at all sound protection rackety if we inquire more about it?
Not strong arm, but it is kind of a necessity. A lot of these islands trade with each other, and raiders are a common thing. So you can kind of insure your property by paying a little, a bit of that value up front.
Is there a monopoly on that insurance?
No, there's several
Okay,
people
all
that
right.
do it.
That was
know
my
what-
next question. Is like if somebody's making enough money off all the islands to collect
Here,
insurance.
there is only one family that does it here because they own the actual warehouses that are on the docks where people are keeping their goods. So they do kind of a policy as well. Now, but people are free to get other policies. Like they don't have to do it, but if you're going to stick your wares in their buildings, typically people do.
It's like a company store kind of situation.
Right.
So with that in mind, I'm going to ask, as genteelly as I can, how
Right.
does that
Let's
family...
hold for just a second.
Okay.
Quarian went, so it sounds like you went as
Oh.
well.
Oh, sorry.
No,
yeah,
I mean you could have. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, like I kind of was into seeing the workers off and getting them onto the boat and having some stay there. So I kind of saw myself going along with it. I liked what Corian was up to with that.
Okay. Is everyone else staying back at the farmstead, or is anyone else going into town?
I'm gonna stay at the blacksmiths and work for the rest of the day still.
Yeah, I'll help moving. If we're anything that's more and more valuable, instead of leaving on the ship, if we want to carry it back to the house,
Okay.
or other personal gear, I'll help be going back and forth.
Okay.
Carrying.
All right. So, who is doing anything with the new home? Just hands in the air. Who's at the home? Oak is.
Yeah, in between the ship and home.
Okay.
Sounds
Odette.
like Dion was.
Where's Odette?
I'm gonna go meander through town.
Okay, you go to town too. NPC.
I'm next door to the farmstead.
You're still
and,
working.
at the
Okay.
blacksmiths. I did let the
right.
party know that I was gonna stop there before, because obviously we headed the same direction. Then I was like, I'm gonna stop here. Like I'll be here for a bit.
Okay.
And then
And,
whatever free people and half the crew or whatever, depending on how if the crew's going to do 2 shifts, then some of them will probably be resting while the others are repairing.
All right. Dion. Occasionally the dwarf will look down to see how you're doing, and you seem to be doing enough a job that again he just kind of grunts and nods and continues on with his work. Man of few words, or dwarf.
I
of few
appreciate that.
words.
Hey, I'm a female human doing blacksmith.
Yep.
That is the most positive reinforcement I could expect from a dwarven crafting master right now. I am starstruck by this dude. I was like, of all the blacksmiths I could run into, thank God it's one that knows what he's doing. So as
And he
it
could
gets
do it with
dark,
one arm.
Right, and as it gets dark, I'm gonna pull out the jar of glow shrooms that
Nice.
Wolf gave me, and I'm gonna set that on a table so we can still see as it gets darker. And if I notice he needs help with something, I'm gonna be right there to help him. If he needs a second pair of hands, but I'm just doing the little work as I can, just taking care of it for him.
Okay.
A second pair of hands or a single pair of hands. I mean,
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, I'm going to
Fair.
cut scenes to Oak as Thybor is helping move the more expensive things off the ship and getting people settled in. While you are figuring out rooms and where people will stay, etc., you notice that some of the gear that you had thrown on to a bed in the room that you've taken is missing. And you look around and you notice that some of the thatching in the ceiling of your room has been disturbed a little bit.
I'll walk outside, kind of case the house to look for tracks or other places where was it come straight from the roof in, or did it come from maybe up in, if it has an attic area?
Sure. Where would you have chosen a room? First floor or second floor?
Probably first floor.
Okay.
Quicker to get out.
All right. So if you poke around and you look at the second floor, right above your room, is just kind of it's an open area. It's not another room, but it's almost like a cupboard, right? There are still some pottery here and there, and you see where there's actually a trap door in the floor. You lift it up, and that's like the thatching of your ceiling, and you can push it aside, and someone small could easily have dropped through this little trap door and got into your room.
Now, okay, I'm looking for our gnome. That would be my first
Yeah.
thought.
Yes. He's in his own room asleep up here on the second floor.
Okay. Does it look like any of the crew or any of them small enough that could have fit through here easily? Or
Well, none of the crew was here. This was on you coming back with the crew and back with the prior slaves. So they are all coming in now with you. So no one else was here.
Have we seen any other demi-humans like halflings or gnomes, or are there many children in the...
There are some children that you've seen, but the dwarf is the only demi-human that you've seen since you've been here.
Okay, I'm gonna search the house and just check through rooms real quick, just to make sure maybe somebody borrowed it.
Okay, roll a d6.
Whatever's missing.
Okay. Neither of you are surprised when you open a door. It's kind of a very thin door. It's not one that would go into a room, and it's kind of like oddly placed. And you open it, and there's a bunch of shelves. It looks like there are old linens, wool blankets, that sort of thing. And then there's kind of a shuffling from the top shelf. And you see a pair of thin legs disappear up into the ceiling.
I'm going to try to exert my will as I can see them and yell stop, and I'm going to try to use the crown to see if I can control them.
Oh, you're going to be wearing the crown the whole time?
Oh, yeah, that's my right. I walk around with that on to look intimidating and cool.
Make me a charisma check.
That's cool.
I got something cool, and it's like my worst stat by everybody's standard.
Yeah. That kind of makes it fun, though, like unpredictable.
Oh, I know. Nope.
Okay.
I got a 5.
You have like just a migraine from trying to do that. Like your head hurts. It's like someone's driving a spike through the middle of your forehead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are any of the other crew with me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to yell for them to surround the house and look for somebody's. We have a thief.
Okay.
Surround the house and watch.
You surround the house, and from the outside, you see there's someone on the roof keeping low down, and you've got them surrounded. They seem to be looking around for a way to get down.
Think you might want to come down and give me my stuff before you get hurt.
Bullying the children of the village again.
Your stuff is hurled down at you, obviously intended to hit you, but misses.
Now, does this look like a child? Does it look like...
It's small. You're not getting a good look because it's trying to keep away from being shot with an arrow.
I suggest you come down.
You hear a voice that's it's kind of thin but trying to disguise itself. It's like, no, you go away. This is my house.
The lord of this area gave it to us. Temporary.
It's my house.
Well, maybe you can share it with us. Come down, we'll talk about it.
You're scary.
Yeah? What's even more scary is fire. I'll burn this damn house down to get you down if you don't come down.
Ooh. All right. Yeah, so this short kid comes down off the roof. Their clothing has been just a patchwork of like sacks and rope, really dirty, long, just unkempt hair. Face is kind of like the hair is draped over the face, so you can't make it out very well.
So you live here, huh?
Well, I do now. I did.
Come on, in the house. I'm gonna try to herd him into the house.
Okay.
I want to be all like scary, but I'm not actually going to do anything. I just want to intimidate the kid.
All
and
right.
then sit down at like a table and give him a sandwich.
Oh, you give him food. Okay, so, yeah, hands just dart out, grab the food, and just starts eating. And as they're doing this, the hair kind of slips, and you see elven ears out of the just kind of coming out of the side. Eventually, they look up, just piercing green eyes. Actually, since they're elven, you're not sure how old, but it looks to you like a young elven woman or child.
How long you been here?
Months.
Do you know?
Why'd you have to pick this one? There's lots of empty houses. This one's mine.
This one was given to us. We make do with what we've given. Do you know anything about the murder that happened?
No. I guess.
Well, there was probably more food and gold in it if you did. And it would get us out of here quicker.
Okay, maybe. Yeah. I mean, I saw it happen.
When did it happen?
A long time ago.
How long ago was this time? What were we told?
Over a year.
So you've only been here a few months, but you witnessed a murder that happened over a year ago.
Well, I only claimed it a few months ago because nobody else was.
Okay, what did you see happen? Who was murdered?
Family.
Give me the details. And I put some more food on the table.
Okay. You're not part of them, right? Like, you don't look like them.
No, we're passing through. We're payment for fixing our ship to get us on our way. Is helping fix this problem.
Well, they made it look like raiders. It wasn't raiders. People in black cloaks. I mean, they killed everybody in their beds. And they made it look like raiders by breaking things, stealing stuff.
Are they from here?
Doesn't answer.
Now, isn't it just one person we were looking about a murder, not a family?
Yeah, just the Baron of the next town over.
Yeah, the Baron was murdered last night.
Yeah. Well,
Is she talking about the family that lived
That
in
lived
this
here.
farmhouse
Yeah.
that died from a plague? Okay.
Now, we were told they died from plague, right?
yeah, that's what you were told.
Okay, too many conflicting stories. Mark, why don't you wait here? Let me get some friends to talk to. You'd probably like talking to them better than me anyway.
You're scary.
There's one prettier than me.
And you're in my room.
Do what?
You're in my room.
Well, guess we're roommates then. I'll
find
tell
another
one
room.
of the ship hands. I'm like, keep an eye on her.
The best response. I guess we're roommates then.
I love it.
Nice. Okay, so back at Abraham's, you pick out a horse. He's glad to send the bill up the hill.
I get all the stuff.
Yes.
Like
You'll want the best
Yes,
saddle
yes,
and gear
yes.
with this, of course. And can I sign
right.
you up for the 2-year feed contract as well?
because according to my character sheet, it's riding horse saddle,
Yeah.
saddlebags large, rations,
Yep,
backpack.
there you go.
I'm like yes.
You
Yes.
get the Cadillac of horses.
Everything that gets me out into the wilderness.
This one even has a backup camera.
It's got the brand on the side that says BMW as the
As long as it comes with someone to muck out the stable. Yeah, and I'll pay along with all that. You joke about the feed contract, but I'll house the horse here when I'm not. out
Oh
of
yeah,
town.
yeah, and that'll come with someone to brush her down and take care of her too. Be glad to bill for that.
Excellent.
All right.
I think all of us need horses while you're
So-
there getting one for yourself.
I was gonna say we probably all need horses because we're gonna have to get to the next town over. So I was gonna be like, we'll probably need 4 more.
Sure.
Horses.
But of course, you pick out the best for yourself. And
Right. And then I'll just be like, but that might be on a on a per use basis, like a rental agreement that you can overcharge the keep when we're
Yeah.
just put equine services. Equine consulting services.
That's the horse tax. Yeah, that's the horse tax.
Yes, charge them the horse tax so then they come and get it back from you.
Yes, sorry. It's just part of our new policy.
Right. So as I described, there are a bunch of merchants here. They're just trying to sign contracts for the season, so they stay here during this 3-month period.
Since we've made friends, I feel like with the owner of the House of Abraham, by allowing them to charge the keep. The common enemy, everyone's like, oh, the man, dude, totally.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want to ask for some information, like who got hit the hardest in today's raid? Do you know? Have you heard the chatter in the inn? If not, it's fine. There doesn't have to be someone. I was just.
No, he thinks about it for a minute and says, probably Wilfong. He's the gentleman in the corner with the long facial hair that's braided.
Mm-hmm.
It was his gear that was in the warehouse that burned down. I hear, though, that, I'm not one for spreading rumors, but I hear he had it insured for more than it was worth, though, so I don't know how bad he actually is off from this.
Doesn't seem too torn up about it over there.
Been drinking all day.
Where's Wilfong from?
One of the outer islands. Don't know particularly. He's here every season, though. Pays well.
Anyone from? Let's cut to the chase. Anyone from the next village over, or
Reston? There's a few merchants here from Reston. We don't do a lot of direct trade.
Yeah. What about what's the general consensus here about Restonford? Restonford.
All right. Good enough to trade with. Got putting on airs. They're a larger village than us, but all right, I guess.
So relations are mostly okay? Because it's...
He looks around. Nah, we hate them.
All right.
They're the worst sort.
So they're pompous asses. Got it.
Overcharging for everything, and then they want to pay us the least they possibly can. They're the worst.
Oh, yeah. So bar customers. Got it. To the point of wanting to kill somebody?
Oh, you heard about that. News hadn't really
yeah.
spread much yet. I hear that's up on Knob Hill. That's what they've been talking about all day long. Who was it?
Knob Hill.
So it's got to be somebody big. It's got to be somebody way up there.
I can totally give you some info, but I need some info first. Because I was just at the keep earlier.
All right, I'm listening.
Who in town might want to kill someone high up over in Restonford?
Ooh, depends on how high up you mean and which tree you're climbing.
I like scratch the top of my head like, pretty high.
Well, they got all kinds of politics going on over there. They've gone through, I don't know, 2 barons in the last 5 years. There's a lot of backstabbing to get ahead over there.
So it's interesting. I love when Bert gets into the mode where he's got to tell me some covert information because he gets this like sneaky kind of sly voice on, and I'm like, I better start taking notes. He does it in Shadowrun too. I'm like, oh shit, where's my pencil?
Yeah, I have to admit tonight, like being tethering in from my phone and being like slightly less than my normal setup, I'm like, these are all things I want to type. These are all things.
Adam, I got it.
Thank
it all.
Thank you.
Like I have some type notes and some handwritten notes. I'll
Hey, I
condense.
tell you what. Don't spread this around too much because there's a betting pool going on. You tell me who died, and I'll cut you in.
Oh yeah, what's it up to
Oh.
right now?
He looks down inside of his apron. About 20 gold so far.
Metagaming, like I'm not there, but man, that list of suspects and their odds for having done it probably sounds really helpful.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to be like, well, let's blow this thing up. Let's. Who's number one suspect?
Head of the clergy down there. They got themselves a new chapel in town. Took a lot of money, took a lot of favors to get it built, and I hear they don't like the man very much.
Huh? You're talking about the one with the whale torque, right?
Oh, no,
From
him?
Oscar?
He's small potatoes. I don't think he
Oh.
has enough parishioners to, well, let's just say he ain't too popular around here either, but he doesn't have any worshippers. This guy, he brought them with him. Some outlanders, people to settle the area. Glad they're over there, not over here.
What church is this?
I don't know the name of it. I'm not a God-fearing man myself, you see. I don't know, but he's the one. We think he's the one who died.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
think it's a pope or a pope a church versus.
Does he wear a big hat?
Does he make people kiss his ring?
It makes him kiss something. Let me tell you.
So you think it might be the? That's so I'm guessing.
Oh, no, you don't get to blow past that, Bert.
Yeah,
What does he have to kiss,
Jen and
Bert?
I look up to Jen. I saw her make the same face, and then we both lost it. I said,
The pompous part of him.
yeah,
This person is going to be forever known as the Pope. I just hope you know. He's the Pope. So thanks for that,
So
Christopher.
it's him, right? I mean, that's who I got money on. That's him, right?
That's who you got money on. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So what other people got money on?
Well, they got them merchant houses over there. We figure, I mean, there's 3 families, maybe one of them. I don't know much about them, but yeah, all these businessmen here, they do regular dealings, and so there's some names, I guess, but heads of those families. One of the big heads is what I got them written down here somewhere. He starts looking around.
It's whatever. I'm not in a rush. My horse will be here, well taken care of, I'm sure. And who's the underdog?
Underdog?
The
Well, I mean,
one least likely to have done. Who's lagging behind in bets?
he thinks about it, scratches his head. There's a few people to put some bets on the Baron, but I mean, we'd hear about it if it was a Baron, right? I mean, you can't keep that hidden.
Right. Can I sweeten the pot? Can I put, say, 3 gold on the Baron?
He stops for a minute and said, yeah, I think I'll put in some on the Baron myself. 3 gold.
3 gold from me on the Baron.
Is there any chance these people possibly know that we are the impartial investigators of this crime?
Not yet.
He hands over like a wooden token to you, and he just makes a couple, just kind of scrawls on it.
would you call that a token gesture?
Yeah, there
Oh
you go.
my god. Well,
Hands it over, says, all right, 3 gold on the Baron.
Surprisingly, I have a wooden token
Yep.
right here.
And so what he does is he takes it and he breaks it. He gives you half and he drops the other half into his apron.
Sure. 3 gold pieces. And then I say, of course, if we win, I'll gladly give you a little bit of the profit.
Hey, sounds all right.
We've got some arrangements in town already. This is just fun money. And I stress it, like 3 gold, dropping 3 gold on a bet for fun is just like fun money.
Okay. Right, so
Someone mugs you as you leave.
you've got a horse for yourself with barding and all the trimmings. You've set up
Arrangements for 4 others.
for 4 to be used as transport if you need them. Found out that there's a little bet going on. There's rumors about town that somebody died in Restonford, but they don't know who, just that it's somebody important. There are a lot of merchants here that are seasoning over, and there's people in general don't like Restonford here.
Now I'm super curious about that church with the outliers and the whatnots.
Yep. Okay.
Ooh, that's
I'd like to be walking around the city and asking if there's a church I can join.
Well, there's only one church here, which
Oh,
you've already
good.
How
been in
convenient.
front of a couple of times. Well, at least once today.
Oh,
Let's see. Give me a second. That's number 3.
I'm gonna go join a church.
This is not organized well. Sorry. Oddly enough, the encounter locations or the building locations are not in numerical order.
Oh, that's weird.
There are so
alphabetical?
many. There are
Did
so
they-
many locations
No,
in
not
this.
even alphabetically.
Oh my god.
The Dewey Decimal System.
Like left to right. No, right to left from bottom to top. Like,
Actually,
this is
you
the
might
order.
be right. You
Oh,
might be right.
no.
That might be how they did it.
Oh, weird.
That's terrible.
Or
user
you could just
interface.
number them in order and make things real easy, folks. That make them.
I always number mine, and then I try to number them logically on the map
Yeah.
in that same thing.
They numbered them in the order that they want you to go to them.
Investigate them, yeah.
Yeah.
Page 1, all the stuff we've seen. Page
Okay.
12, all the stuff we shouldn't go to.
So here's what you didn't have a lot of time to look around before, but now that things have calmed down, you go back. This is a church to multiple warships, multiple gods. Now that you're looking, there are several statues out front. There is a statue of Cord, who is the god of war. There are some words in trade common on the base that says, "Bring not might of arms to the door of the fortress, lest I strike you down." There's a statue to Osprum, who is the goddess of the seas and water travel.
Right to that one.
And a statue of Zerbo, god of the seas.
Zerbo.
There's also
Sultan.
There's also a plaque under this one that says, "Go forth to the sea in ships to claim its bounties by fair means. Feed its monsters or rid the seas of them. This is the fortune of the high seas."
Or ride on one's back for a very long time.
Someone has scrawled beneath it, "It's okay to catch fish if the fish have a chance to catch you."
Well, that's wise. We got to write that one down.
Words to live
Where's
by.
my pencil?
So there are 3 denominations that use this chapel for service.
Okay.
Who is your god?
I don't think I picked one.
Well, you're
Perfect
a druid,
time.
so it could just be the forces of nature in general. It could be kind of a
Obadiah.
non-specific,
Obadiah.
or it can be a specific. It's kind of up to you.
Are you neutral? Because
I'm neutral.
Yeah, druids have to be
Obadiah.
Let's say I'm deity curious right now. So I'm like,
Right.
Dion is
Nice.
Obadiah for you to pick a certain one.
Right. I mean, I could always teach you about the word of our Lord and Savior Primus with the mechanical cogs.
oh my God, I don't think it works for me.
I like your church. Do you
I
have
do hear-
pamphlets? Can I get on
Yeah.
your mailing list?
Yeah. Oh my God, we do door-to-door visits every Sunday.
The thing
There
about
these,
Primus
there are
is
these complex mechanical things you have to like turn knobs to get to the next page and stuff. It's like
You have to solve a Rubik's Cube in 5
Are
minutes.
the
or you
knobs
won't get on it.
animals?
Oh, it's the
No, but
precursor
Winona,
of God.
Winona does have the Primus knows Winona, who I hear has a big brown beaver. So
Yes.
there is the
You should
chance
see her
to.
ping pong ball trick.
Oh my God.
Okay, so yes, so they don't appear to be very intolerant of multiple religions here.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
Definitely
I would-
pray to the sea god.
I would probably still be following up on the Osfram high priest.
Mm-hmm.
So I would maybe go in and ask to see the high priest and
Okay.
make it to do about considering changing my religion.
Yeah, so there are some just general lay persons that just keep the place cleaned up between services and meetings and just see to general things. When you ask about the priests of Osprum, they're like, "Oh, well, he'd be very interested in speaking to you. He is a very small congregation. They meet very infrequently, though. He doesn't normally stay here. I think the person looks around and said, "Didn't they say he went to Restonford?" The guy just, just like, no. He's like, "I'm sorry. I don't know how to get a hold of him. He usually checks in once a week. Last I heard, he was in Restonford, though, looking for new acolytes."
Can I have his name so I can stop writing the priest
The
of
priest!
The priest of Osperum.
He's the vicar.
Mm.
The Pope and the vicar.
Let's see, one
Oh.
second. Harper,
Vicar.
the high priest of the Church
Vicar.
of Osperum.
Oh, the founder of the Harpers in the Forgotten Realms. Got it.
When was the last time? I'd sort of ask anybody who's there at this point. Like, when was the last time anybody saw him? Like, is he due to check in anytime soon?
As I said, he's usually in once a week. It's whenever he can give it enough of his own flock to come. It's been a week. He should be by any day now.
Okay.
Okay, other names. Balmaro, Balmorrow, is the theater owner.
I'd like to give one of these workers sort of where I'm staying and say, like, I don't feel comfortable converting until I really speak with Harper. So if you could let him know where I am and maybe send one of his church folken to come fetch me.
Well, we understand that the choosing of your Lord and Savior is a very difficult task, and we here at the Garrett non-denominational church would like to help you in these matters. No, they just tell you, like, just loosely, like, the parishioners take turns through the week as to who's worshiping when, so that nobody is overlapping overly much. There have been some squabbles, but mostly everyone keeps it pretty low key and respectful here.
Okay.
If you would like, if you're staying here, we can send a runner over when he shows up, just so you know.
Yeah, I think that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Where are you staying?
Well, you're going to have to search through a bunch of pages, and the numbers are not in order. But
47. 47. It's 47.
I'm at house 47.
I was like, so they're finally got someone to take that house.
Oh,
Yes, the
Interesting.
Hell House.
They actually
Wait.
this person actually takes a step back when you kind
Oh.
of tell which house it's like. They finally got someone to stay in
I
there.
haven't been in the house yet, though. We just acquired this residence. What we heard that something happened to there was an illness with the former tenants.
It was an illness. Those
What-
poor
What
people.
illness?
We don't know. The bodies were
happened
just
to
in a
them?
very bad way, and takes another step back. But I'm glad that they found someone to take over the house.
Nope, you can't just say in a bad way. You have to tell me what happened. You can't do that. I will have nightmares.
They were just covered in blood, and they're just had pustules on their skin that looked like they had erupted, and it was just a mess. Our leader said that it wasn't a plague, that no one else should be getting it, but you can never be too safe. We sent several clergy out there to just pray over the site and put any bad spirits to rest. But it has a bad name in the neighborhood. The Hell House, they call it.
Ah, lovely. Have you ever seen anything like that in your time healing in this house?
Oh, no, not at all.
Pustules
I didn't get a
appearing
good look
before.
at it. I mean, this is all hearsay. I mean, the people that put those poor bodies into the soil, I mean, they want to talk at Abraham's over, beer and whatnot. But that's what I heard, is that just awful looking, just boils all over their skin.
Is there maybe the name
Hey,
of
is
a...
that, well, you got a little something on your... Takes another step back.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That's just a finger from the lizard that I ride all the time. You just pull a finger off of my face somehow that I've just been clinging there.
There are just some details I can't quite put my finger on, you say, as you shake the finger at those.
I gesture and I'm like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
who
You'll be
should I
wanting to
reach
talk
out
to the priests of Cord over there. I think they're more your type.
She, like,
So
takes it and puts it
Wow,
like,
immediately judgmental. Immediately judgmental.
I use
One
it to
little
smooth
finger.
out my eyebrows, like as I'm talking to him. So you say that some of the clergy that prayed over that house and saw the bodies are at Abraham's. Who might I ask for if I wanted to hear this tale of epic grossness?
Oh, I don't know specifically who put them in the ground. It just, people talk over at Abraham's. It's the local meeting house. It's the public house. I'm sure if you buy some drinks, somebody will let you know about it. Takes another step back. Are you sure that's a little something?
I can tell how uncomfortable.
It's fine. I've got to go. I've got a font to fill.
I reach out and say goodbye, and I stroke his face with my hand, I'm like goodbye.
Oh my god!
I need a priest. Priest.
This is how my people greet one another.
I'm a human. I'm assuming they're humans too.
Yeah, but from your region, all humans
fair. Okay, that's it. That's all.
You lick their face.
I've got the info that I need.
Okay, so we got a setup. You are here in Giraten. They have a difficult political situation. You guys are the outsiders with hopefully a more neutral point of view that might be able to provide some answers. At least here in Giraten, you're given the run of the realm to find out what you can. And we'll just cut it there for the night, guys.
Sounds good.
So yeah, this is a murder mystery.
I like it.
Definitely something Giraten in Habensford.
I literally, Chris, I literally just hit enter on that in chat. we've been playing together too long.
Somebody needs a Giraten.
So
I think Bert wins.
He was strangled with hands. Okay, he was strangled with hands.
Yeah, we established that.
Technically, maybe they did that afterward.
Right? All that role-playing experience.
No.
No,
I do give experience for finding out clues and stuff like that. But
kill stuff.
I'll let you know when there should be enough for everyone leveling. Oh, for those that got on late pre-chat, the number of experience, the actual number was 2,505. So that may put some of you very close to already being at 3rd level. So, yep, just put that in your experience block so you know how close you are to next. All right, guys, let's go ahead and end it for the night. Oak, anything you want to plug there?
Just the standard stuff. You can catch me Friday nights, Saturday nights, midnight Central Time on Twitch and YouTube afterwards at Urience, Uraence, playing some 5e. That's what I got going.
Cool. Jen?
Nothing specific. Just incoming Zine Quest month happening right now, technically.
Yes. Damn it.
No, Bert. No.
Brendan.
Hey, so Jen reminded me I'm also working on Zine Quest stuff. Sorry, Bert. And,
my pocketbook is taking a beating, guys. Come on.
Well, in fairness, there's overlap. We're working on one of the same things.
The same.
So you only have to buy. Actually, no, Bert. I expect you to buy twice, so each of us gets a cut. No. But yeah, well, I'll be doing that, and I'll actually be making some of the art for that live on stream, twitch.tv/Friendin over the course of the next week or so.
Cool. Christopher.
I'm playing Quarion, the no-nonsense Elven Ranger. Since I forgot to do that on the intro. Sorry. You can find me on all the RPGs on Twitch TV on Wednesdays playing either Starcrawl or a nautical piratey sort of DCC campaign. They're in some trouble tomorrow. Well, they're not. They're going to Enchanted Edibles. I'm not going to tell you any more about it because it just sounds like fun. Thursday, you'll find me on Goodman Games Official with the Swashbucklers, where I run the game there. And then here and there, other stuff. All of our adventures from Two Old Guys Games are available on DriveThruRPG, 2oggames.com, and some of them are on Goodman Games Official. That's it.
Nice. Dion.
I'm Dion. I'm Substances Used on Twitch. Find me on there playing Dead by Daylight or some other games. It's still been a lot of Dead by Daylight. I have a problem. And stay tuned for future tabletop stuff. You can also catch me on Defenders of Kobold often. I'm going to be there tomorrow for Spectaculars. So come and see what a superhero named Fast Grass can do.
Ooh. That sounds like a challenge. I'm Bert, BizLab on the InterTubes. So the Twitch thing is new to me, twitch.tv/SteamSteelMurder. I have not really made a great transition from doing podcasts yet, so hopefully this stream will get gussied up as things go along. So watch. Bye, guys!
You're doing fine. You're doing great.
Bye.
You're doing really good.
Storytelling.
This is the affiliate stream. Woo!
Thanks, Bert.